There's a certain heaviness we all carry, a weight made of memories, expectations, fears, and attachments. Some of these burdens are obvious: the resentment towards someone who wronged us, the regret over past mistakes, the anxiety about an uncertain future. But others are more subtle, woven into the way we define ourselves and move through life. We cling to identities, relationships, and ideas that we believe define us. We hold on to past versions of ourselves, even when they no longer serve us, because we fear what might happen if we release them. And yet, if we look deeply, we realize that this weight is self-imposed. We grip tightly to people, experiences, and identities, believing that they give us security or meaning. But in reality, this grasping only creates suffering. True freedom is not found in accumulating more, it is found in letting go. Letting go is not about giving up or becoming indifferent. It's about releasing the illusion of control and allowing life to flow as it naturally does. Many of us spend our lives trying to control the uncontrollable, other people's actions, the course of events, the outcome of our efforts. We build walls of expectation, and when reality does not match them, we suffer. We resist change, even though change is the only constant. Imagine holding a rope that is being pulled away from you. The tighter you grip, the more painful it becomes. But the moment you let go, the pain stops. This is the nature of attachment. We suffer not because life is difficult, but because we resist its natural movement. Buddhism speaks of anicca, the impermanence of all things. Everything, our thoughts, emotions, relationships, successes and failures, is in constant motion, always changing. Yet, we behave as if we can make things permanent. We hold on to youth, relationships, possessions, and even emotions, trying to freeze them in time. But life is not static. It is a river, always flowing. Consider a person grieving the end of a relationship. The pain is not only from the loss itself, but from the refusal to accept change. They replay memories, imagine alternate realities, and resist moving forward. But the past exists only in the mind. The present moment is the only reality, and freedom comes from embracing it rather than fighting against it. Take, for example, a river. If you try to grasp the water, it slips through your fingers. But if you allow it to flow, you can experience its beauty without struggle. Life is the same. When we accept change rather than resist it, we find peace. The idea of letting go may feel frightening. We may fear that if we loosen our grip, we will lose control, or that if we release our attachments, we will be left with nothing. But the paradox of letting go is that it does not lead to emptiness. It leads to fullness. When we stop clinging to what no longer serves us, we make space for new experiences, new perspectives, and true inner peace. But this is easier said than done. How do we let go of things that feel so deeply attached to who we are? The first step is awareness. We must recognize what we are holding on to and how it affects us. Is it an old resentment that poisons your thoughts? Is it an identity that no longer serves you? Is it a fear that keeps you from stepping forward? A useful exercise is to write down what you are afraid to release. Perhaps it is a past mistake that keeps replaying in your mind. Perhaps it is a version of yourself that no longer aligns with who you are. Seeing these attachments clearly helps us recognize their hold on us. Once we acknowledge them, we can begin the process of loosening our grip. Letting go begins with the realization that we are not these attachments. We are not our past, nor are we the fears of the future. When we loosen our grip, we make space for something new, a life lived with openness rather than resistance. Once we recognize the attachments that weigh us down, the next step is to cultivate the mindset and practices that allow us to truly let go. This is not a one-time decision, but a daily practice, a conscious choice to release what no longer serves us. One of the most powerful tools for letting go is mindfulness. Mindfulness is not about erasing thoughts or suppressing emotions. It is about observing them without attachment. When we become mindful, we recognize that thoughts and feelings arise and pass like clouds in the sky. We learn to experience them without identifying with them. Imagine sitting by a river and watching leaves float by. Some are bright and beautiful, others are withered and dark. You don't try to grab them, you simply observe as they pass. This is the practice of mindfulness, watching our thoughts and emotions without clinging to them. Many of us hold on to negative emotions because we believe they define us. If we have been hurt, we replay the pain in our minds, as if keeping it alive protects us. But in truth, clinging to pain only prolongs our suffering. When we learn to observe pain rather than become consumed by it, we give ourselves the freedom to heal. A simple but profound exercise in letting go is breath awareness. In Buddhist teachings, the breath is often used as a metaphor for impermanence. Each inhale brings in new life. Each exhale releases what is no longer needed. By focusing on the breath, we embody the practice of letting go. Try this. Sit comfortably. Close your eyes and take a deep breath in. Hold it for a moment, then release it fully. With each exhale, imagine releasing a burden, an expectation, a resentment, a fear. Feel the lightness that comes with each breath. This practice teaches us that just as we cannot hold on to a single breath forever, we cannot hold on to life's experiences. Everything comes and goes in its own time. Another way to embrace letting go is through gratitude. Often, we hold on to the past because we focus on what we lost rather than what we gained. But every experience, even the painful ones, carries a lesson. When we shift our focus to gratitude, we reframe our relationship with change. Think of a difficult experience from your past, perhaps a relationship that ended or an opportunity that slipped away. Instead of focusing on what was lost, consider what you gained. Did you grow stronger? Did you learn something valuable? Gratitude transforms loss into wisdom, allowing us to move forward with peace. In Zen philosophy, there is a practice known as wabi-sabi, the acceptance of imperfection and impermanence. A broken bowl is not discarded. It is repaired with gold, highlighting its cracks rather than hiding them. This reminds us that life is not meant to be flawless or permanent. Our experiences, even our struggles, are part of our unique journey. Letting go is not a sign of weakness, it is an act of profound strength. It requires trust in life, a willingness to surrender to the unknown. When we stop resisting change, we discover that freedom is not found in control, but in flow. True liberation comes when we no longer seek to hold on to what is already gone. When we embrace the ever-changing nature of life, we open ourselves to joy, peace, and the infinite possibilities ahead. As we continue to practice letting go, we begin to see its transformative effects in every aspect of life. Relationships become lighter, not weighed down by unrealistic expectations. We appreciate people for who they are rather than who we want them to be. Work becomes more fulfilling, not because circumstances change, but because we detach from the need for constant validation. Even our self-perception shifts. We stop clinging to past mistakes and regrets, allowing ourselves to evolve freely. A profound example of this can be found in the concept of mushin, a Zen principle meaning no mind. It refers to a state of flow where we respond to life with clarity and ease rather than resistance. Imagine a martial artist facing an opponent. If they fixate on fear, hesitation, or past failures, their movements become stiff and slow. But when they surrender to the present moment, without attachment to outcomes, they move with grace and power. Life works in the same way. When we stop gripping so tightly, we navigate challenges with greater wisdom and resilience. This doesn't mean we stop caring. In fact, letting go allows us to care more deeply. When we release attachment, we love freely, without conditions. We engage fully in our work, not because we seek approval, but because we are present in the process. We enjoy life's pleasures without fearing their end. This is the essence of true freedom. Not a life without responsibility, but a life without unnecessary suffering. The Buddha once taught that attachment is like holding onto a burning rope. The tighter we grip, the more we suffer. But the moment we open our hands, we are free. Letting go is not losing, it is choosing peace over struggle. If you've made it this far, I invite you to reflect. What are you holding on to that no longer serves you? Maybe it's an expectation, a past mistake, or a version of yourself that no longer fits. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, visualize releasing that weight. Feel the space it leaves behind, a space for new growth, new joy, new freedom. If this message resonated with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need to hear it. Let's continue this journey together. 1. Breath, one step, one moment at a time. See you in the next video.